All right, there we go. All right, hello, guys. Welcome. Hello, Jordan. Hello, Rhonda. Hello, Thomas. I see someone is calling in from a phone, so it just shows your phone number. You might want to change that because right now your phone number, for all the attendees, they can see it. And everyone else popping on, hello. Let's see. All right. So super excited as always for this Super Saturday Hangout. I was like a little emotional earlier this morning as I was getting ready. Well, actually just a few minutes ago when I was getting ready. Just the idea of actually talking about the blueprint, seeing what's being said out there right now about the blueprint, going into the admin portal because I share a portal with the admin team. And so I don't see the day-to-day running of the business. That's the beautiful thing. Like I created this baby, right? So a lot of people think like I'm the one that sets up the websites. I am not. So I'm not the one that collects the $10. I'm not the one that sets up the website. I have a team that does all of that. So I don't see the daily handling of the business outside of personally what I get paid, right, from my own personal sales. And I decided to take a peek yesterday and I was just amazed. Like I was almost brought to tears because it's like you actually see a vision that you conceived that was able to like materialize within maybe 2 weeks time, if that. It felt like it was just right around a week and then maybe another week of working out the kinks. And to know that all of this came to be because I made an investment into something that didn't pan out. And because I made that investment that didn't pan out, it led me to someone that showed me something, right? And I was like, oh, I want to create something for my own business. And I'd already had the blueprint and we just, we packaged it in a way to make it desirable for people. Write that down. We packaged it in a way that would be crazy desirable to people, right? So instead of me just selling the blueprint as a reseller product, because what that meant for people early on, the first people that bought it from me, is that they had to purchase it. And then they, of course, would edit it to make it their own. That was the appealing part of that, right? Editing it to make it your own. But then they would have to get their own platform. So like where mine is housed on Podia, when I was selling in this way, they would have to get their own course platform or digital product delivery platform. They would have to put it up there, create a sales page, right? Like they would have to basically make it desirable. They would have to create a product. And you guys know like where I'm moving in my business right now, right? Like I love to share very easy to set up resources. Like I love knowing that someone can invest in themselves and that they have like a business in a box. The problem with a lot of things that are going on out there as it pertains to businesses in a box, and anytime something gives you the ability to be able to make like all of the money, more often than not, the product isn't worth anything. Like literally the opportunity being sold, right? Like is the value. And outside of the opportunity to make money, there is no value. And y'all know, like that is not how I get down at all. That's why I left the industry many years ago and became a coach and a consultant, is because I wanted to really, really help people. I didn't want to just sell people opportunity. Like I had to disconnect off of Facebook for a minute because I'm seeing like all of these companies, right, that are in pre-launch or that are launching, and people are like losing their minds. I'm like, you're not even making a steady income with what you had before, and you have these 4 and 5 and 6 things you're bringing to the marketplace. Y'all write this down. People join leaders. They don't join opportunities. They don't join pre-launches. They don't join concepts, right? Those that do that are generally like the followers that will continue to do that. So my question is, right, when will you, and you guys know I always talk very directly. I'm not assuming anyone that's like here right now, right? I'm not saying like you, but literally like when will you decide, right, to become a leader and actually stand for something? And that's what I feel like is happening, right? Like within the GoPro, system that I have put together, right? Where we have 2 amazing programs that help people truly learn and earn. I am standing for something. I'm standing for people actually learning how to use the internet as a place of making money and conducting business. And I'm positioning them to be able to make money quickly. right? I know why I do what it is that I do. I'm not swayed by these pop-up programs and these matrices and all of these different things, right? That are just, they're here to lure people in that are hoping to ride the coattails, right, of other people versus just getting out there, right, standing behind something and doing the work on a daily basis to grow their audience, to bring their products to the marketplace, right? Now that's why I choose YouTube, is because it allows me to bring my products and my brand to the marketplace every single day. And it gives me the opportunity to connect with people that are unaware of me every single day. I'm not afraid to rock the same thing day in and day out. I don't have to have something new to bring people in. I'm not looking to have a new idea to sell to Thomas today. Right? I'm not looking to have something new to get more money out of Rhonda today. No, I am rocking my system, right? And people have two opportunities, actually three opportunities to rock it with me, right? They can decide to have the blueprint, they can decide to do the GoPro, or they can decide to go all in so that they can rock my entire system and make it their own, right? Like right now, as you can tell, like I'm on a little rant right now. Like literally I had to disconnect from Facebook because I was triggered. And I was going to tell some people, right, like that what they're doing is not going to pay off. I've been doing this job for 16 years. And it's like I shared in a live stream last week. I haven't just been doing this for 16 years, right? But I'm celebrating 16 years of online business success, of having six figures, earning six figures, helping other people earn six figures, helping other people earn their first dollars. Like I promise you, not in a haughty or boastful way, but I know what I'm talking about. And I know the behaviors, right, of people that succeed wildly. And I know the behaviors of people that will never, ever, ever, ever make it, right? Unless they decide to change. You guys remember the story, right, of 2013 where I hit like rock bottom, right? Remember, I got started in 2007, 28 sales in my very first 30 days. Right? Began to brand myself, began to really, really make a name for myself, had explosive growth, built a community of over 500 people in my first 100 days, built my business off of the back of a 100-day prosperity challenge, right? Built my business on the back of a $5 ebook, right? That was wrapped into an income system, right? And began to just take off from there, right? And the exact behaviors I'm seeing of people right now is exactly what killed my business in like 2012, 2013. 2013 is when I was presented with that amazing opportunity through Explosial, and I decided to put literally, let me tell you guys something. I hope y'all can get a lot out of this, because this is what I mean by walking the walk and standing for something. So when I was presented with that opportunity, I totally forgot about this. I had just launched, with National Wealth Center. That company still might be around, right? But I had because remember I told you I had plummeted down to $1,400 a month because I was all over the place. Nothing excited me. I was following all of these different leaders, right? These gurus, and I was in and out of their systems and their programs, and I was trying to find something that excited me. I didn't realize I was the excitement. Right? I didn't realize like I was the whole business. I didn't need all of those things. I just needed to settle down and ride something. Right? And so I had literally just like within a week's time, right? A few weeks time. And I had sent out all of these emails. Y'all know how I market. And then here comes along Explosial, and it felt so right. Like it felt like this could really be the thing to take me from having like hardly no money in my bank account, right? Less than $200 to being able to do something. Like I felt like it had meaning for me. Write that down too. Like I'm giving you guys a lot of gems right now. Right? These are gems, right? That literally, like if you could find something that means something to you, Rhonda, I see how the blueprint means something to you. Shantae, like I see how the blueprint means something to you. I saw your video yesterday, and literally like your video triggered me in such a good way, because I'm like, we're starting something here. Like I was like, we're starting something here. Like people are talking about this $100 blueprint and this income system. Like they're holding it to such high regards. Like that means so much to me. Because it's like, what did I say a couple weeks ago? Like we are raising up an army of people that really want to help other people, right? Learn how to make money, right? Both for the short term as well as the long term. I want more success stories that are like stuff like, because of you, right? I've been rocking for 16 years and, I've been able to do over six figures. And like, I want the success stories. That's more than anything to me. right? More than anything. So when I see, and then Jordan, like going out there every single day and then modeling, right, the whole idea of a 100-day journey and telling people why they need the blueprint, right? And so having something that has meaning to you is so important. So I recognized that Explosional was going to be special, but I had to sell myself on marketing it because I was like, oh my gosh, like now I remember why I was like so fearful, because I had just launched National Wealth Center. And I remember I sent out the email boldly to my list, and I'm going to dig it up and I'm going to actually share it one day with you guys. But I remember I just pretty much, it was like, it is what it is, right? Like I was so honest and transparent with them. I'm like, this is where I'm moving to. I'm burning everything behind me, and this is where I'm moving to. People could tell that I was really, really serious about why I was making that move, right? And so I had to literally like kill everything. My YouTube channel at that time, right, which is the same YouTube channel, as you guys can see, like I've shared this story before, right? I had my first 6-figure year with less than 3,000 subscribers, with less than 2,000 people on my email list. It's because I understand what it takes. It doesn't take the vanity numbers or any of those kind of things. It takes literally one person every single day believing in what you have to offer and wanting to align with you. Do you guys realize that? It doesn't take, right, thousands of people viewing your reels. It doesn't take you doing 50 reels in a day. It doesn't take you posting your life away. It doesn't take you, having to have thousands and thousands of people on YouTube or anything of yours going viral. Nothing of yours ever has to go viral. So when I decided that I was making that shift to Explosion, I was going to write it out. My YouTube channel was started pretty new and it had like 300 subscribers. I so remember this. And because I locked in, right, on writing that opportunity, you guys already know how my money situation changed, right? 6,000 in my first 30 days, 17,000 in my first 60 days. I don't come to play, right, when I commit to doing anything, but I believed in it. Right. And then my YouTube channel was just starting to explode. Like the growth was explosional, right? The growth was crazy, right? Because people, again, they were looking for the opportunity. They were looking for leaders, right? And they couldn't shake my marketing, right? They needed to be a part of what I was actually doing. And then I provided leadership on top of it, right? And so that aspect right there of like finding something that you believe in, right? And then sharing it day after day after day after day, believe it or not, the growth that you want comes from that and not from thinking the grass is greener, right? With all of these new things that pop up. You're just hoping, right, that because it's new, you're leveraging the fact that something's new, right? You think that's going to be the reason for why you explode. It will never be the reason for why you explode. Maybe very, very, very like early on, but with that growth that carries over, that waking up to daily money, that people signing up with you and, you having $100, $500, $600 days consistently, it doesn't happen, right, with that kind of flow, right? And so I didn't have any of this planned for today, but y'all already know how I do, right? So I want to talk today about the blueprint. I want to talk about like really why it was created. And I'm going to talk about I'm not going to talk so much about why it was created, but how to really begin experiencing success. All right. How to use the blueprint and how I would use the blueprint if I was brand spanking new, much like I did in 2007, right? To begin earning daily pay. And I don't care how new you think you are. I was pretty much earning daily pay in 2007 in my first 30 days. I mean, do the math, 28 sales. My first 30 days. So I know it's possible. But what I do know, and here's my challenge to you, is that most people don't do what I did in my first 30 days. They don't do what I did in my first 30 days. I literally had one thing that I was selling. I had one marketing platform that I was leveraging. I showed up every single day. I had a commitment to win. I wasn't looking for anything else. I had one simple message I shared every single day. I had one thing that I invited people in to join. Everything was the power of one. Everything was the power of one. So when you really, really tap into why you're here, how you want to help people, you don't need all of these things that are out there, right? You need alignment. You need alignment. Like we're talking about like soul alignment, right? And I'm going to talk about that as I break down how I would navigate and work this blueprint if I was getting started today as a complete newbie, and how I probably blew everybody out of the water. If you take anything away from this today, I can pretty much guarantee, I don't like making guarantees, but your business can shift. And the reason I can make this guarantee, because again, I don't see people doing what I did in 2007. The majority of people don't have, right, or not willing to give that level of commitment. Okay, first off, I was on video. Okay, so we'll get to that in a minute though. Okay, first off, I was on video, period. Right, I did the selling. I didn't use social media. I was on video every single day. So that alone, right? So let me know if you guys are excited. Jordan says, I love it. I can tell enough people about it. I believe this can help many. That's the thing. It so can. That's the thing, right? And we're going to talk about that as we begin to break everything down. So again, hello, everyone that's here. Say hello, say hello. I'm going to pop over on YouTube just for a second. Oh, wait, refresh. It just says it's private, but it's not. So I can see if anyone is there. Let me see. Terrence over on YouTube says, I was with you in National Wealth Center. Yeah, like I'm sure a lot of people were. Y'all, years after I stopped promoting that, people were still finding my videos. Again, wink, 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 finding my videos and asking if I was still in it. I don't even know if the company is still a thing anymore. I still see Peter Wolfing around and everything, but I don't know if the company is still a thing. But I got really inspired because I saw what people have been doing with the blueprint, how many we've sold, collectively, my own sales, as well as other people that are making money with the blueprint, and what's being said. That really, really is what fires me up, is when I hear what people are saying about the actual blueprint. And the money is the money is like the secondary thing that's being talked about. It is the value that is in the actual blueprint. All right. Now, one thing that I do want to do as we are kicking this off, and this idea came to me as I was getting ready, and it's such a profound memory for me, is I've gotten to a place in my business where I'm not afraid to talk about money. I believe that I'm always marketing to and talking to very responsible adults that understand disclaimers. They understand work is always required, but I want more people to understand the potential that exists when you decide to really go to work. That's important to me, right? And so I do like talking about money, because for me, it's all about you knowing the potential. So yesterday, the email that I sent out, I said $100 a day, $700 a week, $36,500 in a year. What if you're just getting started, right? What if that's something extra to your 9-to-5 job right now? 2 sales a day, $200 a day, $1,400 a week, and $72,000 or $73,000 in a year. From a $100 transaction, a $100 thing. Now, the one thing, you guys, I've heard some people saying this, and so I'm going to offer up this suggestion, is because I realize when I share parts of my story, sometimes people take it very, very like verbatim. What I would not do, because this was a big mistake for me, is, you guys know it, there's always the mindset part of business, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, right? There's always the 10. The 10 is the person that is like ready. It's the person you want to be talking to. It is your most ideal person. All right. So when I got started, right, and I was in that $5 opportunity, and my marketing message was, if you don't have $9.97, right, this is a great program to get started with. The problem with that long term for me is I stayed stuck in that mindset. I'd stayed stuck in the mindset of, if you don't have $9.97. So what was I doing when I did that? What message was I sharing? I was helping people to fight for their limitations. Now, even though I knew that's why, it was like, it was a fantastic solution for me, right? Fantastic solution. But I was new, so I didn't really know, like, again, why I made so much money, right? Because I just shot straight. What I would tell anybody now is be more empowering, because if we're going to start fighting for our limitations in our marketing, again, it's one of those things, we're pandering to people, right? There is a way to share it, but the reason I say it can kind of be like costly to your overall business growth is that you are actually going to grow. And now if people are just locked in on the fact of, like, for example, the blueprint, right? 100, 100, 100, 100, they're not going to grow with you. They're not going to grow with you. If you have a bigger vision for your business, right, I would share it more as a starting place. For me, the blueprint is more of a complement to the turnkey program because of all the resources that are in it. It's complementary because it like really gives you the marketing game plan. It gives you the daily method of operation. It gives you all of the resources, right? We'll talk about that in a moment, right? But it took me years. Y'all don't hear me. I struggled, right? Because as I was elevated, it was like I was still kind of attached to the person that it took me a long time to not become the person that didn't have money. Let me know if that makes sense. I was the person that didn't have a lot of money when I first got started. So that's the language I used. That's who I spoke to. And I hear a lot of people now. They're thinking that by telling people, oh, it's a free trial, or it's only $20, or all of these different things. That's not a marketing message, right? Because a business is bigger than that, right? A business is bigger than that. You don't hear any of these franchises out there saying, like, come join our franchise because compared to this franchise, our franchise is only blah, blah, blah to get started with. No, they want people that are like down for their company. They want people that are there for the right reasons. The internet is the wildest place, right? When it comes to business, it's like the only place where business is just done differently, right? And so if you start creating messages that are like around limitation, you're going to, number one, end up getting stuck there yourself. I'm telling you from experience, because I elevated fast and I wanted to keep building my community and taking my community with me. And it was hard because their limitation was still right at where they started. It was still that same messaging, right? So that's one thing I would say about my story. I would not take like verbatim. I wouldn't, if you don't have, because then what happens, you start building a community of people that don't have. Is that the business that you want? It's not, trust me, it's not you don't want a community of people that don't have. You want a community of people, right, that are aspiring to something more. People already know what they have and what they don't have. You want to give them something to aspire to. Let me know if that makes sense. Like, that's deep, y'all. That's a lesson I had to learn way late in my business. I'm talking about years and years and years, right? And so on a scale of 1 to 10, right? 10s being like your most ideal person, all right? You always want to be talking to your 10s, because guess what? Everyone underneath the 10 will still hear you. And even if they're not there yet, they will aspire to get there, right? They will aspire. For me, I always talk about the woman that's ready, right? The woman that's ready, right? The woman that has the money to invest, is willing to invest, all of these things, right? Sometimes people can think that's like a very harsh message to send, but it's not, because all I know is I had one person that came all in last week, and literally, she said, and she shares this with me all the time. She's like, I'm so happy, right, that I have the money to invest and I'm able to invest. So do you realize there are people out there that really do aspire that? They really do aspire, right, to be in a position. And maybe one time they weren't, and they recognize, like, I want to be that person. People are grateful to be able to invest in that way. So let's go back to 1 and 10s. So your 10s are who you're always sharing your message with, right? So my most ideal person, it's got to be the woman with money. Like, she's got to have money to invest in a business, or I don't have a business if I'm talking to people that don't have money. Right? So my person, right, has a minimum of $600. It doesn't mean that anyone else that doesn't is not my ideal person, but I'm not going to talk directly to them, right? Instead, I'm going to inspire them in all of my content, right? To aspire to want to be this person I'm talking about. There will be some people that won't have that aspiration, and there will be some that just keep listening in, right? And through all my content, they'll keep aspiring to be a 10, right? In this example, right? A 10. If I talk to anyone below a 10, guess what I do to my most ideal person? I block them off. They're not going to hear a message that's not designed for them. So if I start talking to the don't haves and my message is all about what you don't have and it's all about limitations, guess what? The person that's ready is like, but I have the money. I'm ready to go. Tell me where to go. I want to go all in. All of these things. Let me know if that makes sense, right? And I'll just leave it at that, right? That's a message I share a lot of times, like in my coaching groups and things, but it will change the game for you. And again, it's a practice. It's a practice you have to fall into, because for whatever reason, when it comes to the internet, people automatically assume that only people that come to the internet, the only people that come to the internet to make money are those that don't have money. And that's a crock. That's a crock. I can't tell you how many customers and clients over the years came to me professionally making more money than I was in my business. So before I was even earning six figures in my business, I was attracting people that were earning six figures professionally. Again, these are all lessons I had to learn, right? So again, I hope that can really, really help. Rhonda says that makes sense and is powerful. Yeah, when it first was brought to my attention and I learned this, that, the whole scale of 1 to 10, it's forever changed the way that I showed up. So again, y'all can see why I say things like what's going on social media, right? With all of these pre-launches and things, it triggers me. It makes me so angry because I know that message is serving nobody. It's serving nobody, right? But bottom feeders and the people that are doing that, they'll consistently stay there. They're following the pack versus deciding to be leaders, right? I've been doing that, but not anymore. And that's the thing, and I love the fact that you said that. I don't think I've heard it in your messaging, Rhonda, but if right, you've been saying that, right? Or that's how you have felt, then again, I'm glad I shared this. I'm glad it could be a wake-up call to you because it was huge for me. It's huge. And when I say it becomes a practice, because there are times when I am creating my content or I'm I've got to be mindful over the way I say things and the way that I share things, because I have to always remember, right, who I'm talking to. I'm talking to my most ideal person, and the most important thing about my ideal person, again, this is business talk, y'all. If you want to make money, right, you want to begin cashing in daily, you've got to be talking to people that are ready to take action, right? So your ideal person above everything else, they've got to have the money. Does Louis Vuitton care that someone has the desire to have a bag? Do they care that you window shop every single day? Do they care that you may talk about their brand and you're excited? Do they care that you have them up on your dream board? No, right? They want the person that has the money to go into their store and walk out with a bag. That is what they want, period, in a discussion. You guys, we are no different. We are no different. It's the only place I know, right, where we don't look at customers and buyers the same way as every other business that's out there. Literally everything about my business, my email marketing routine, right? I modeled that from Bath and Body Works, right? They send me emails every single day, hordes and hordes and hordes of them. So guess what? I make the assumption that those on my email list are people that want to buy from me. Why else are you there? Why else are you there? You're there because you're interested in my company, my brand, what I have to offer, right? And just like Macy's, Bath and Body Works, Fashion Nova, Shein, Temu, all these companies, they don't just send one little email a day. The one email a day gets overlooked. They send you 5 and 6 emails a day. I always make more money when I send more emails in a day. Write that down, y'all. I'm giving the nuggets away right now. I'm giving the nuggets away right now. Because a lot of stuff you'll hear online, right, are oh yeah, make sure you send at least an email a week. What other company does that? Literally, what other company does that? None that I follow, right? None that I follow. So let's get back to kind of opening up why I said as far as talking about money is important to me. This is a really important memory, all right? So you guys already have notes. Can we close it out for the day already? Oh man, I can't help. That's why I love the Hangouts, right? Because I can just I feel like y'all are just in my living room and we're just kicking knowledge. Right? And if this were me so many years ago, I'd be Taking notes. I love this kind of stuff. This is exactly how I learned how to come up on the internet many, many years ago, right? People like Val Smith, people like Dennis Carganelia. A lot of y'all might not know these guys, right? Because like these were the people, these were my mentors, right? Dennis Carganelia is not in the space anymore, right? Val Smith is still very much so in the space and doing his own thing. But I learned from like thought leaders. I learned from people that had a deeper understanding of this stuff, and they weren't traditional internet marketers, right? They were very much more like thought leaders, very conscious when it comes to like how money is transacted, how people think, how to show up, how to really leverage attraction marketing, right? Like Rhonda might remember those things because Rhonda, we connected way back in 2007. Like that was the marketing that really had meaning. That was the marketing that spoke to people. So one of the first memories I have about relationship to money in terms of like the fact that you could earn it faster than you can on the job is the very first network marketing company I ever joined fresh out of the military was Primerica. So it's a first for a lot of people, right? And I remember I was on a training appointment. For anyone that doesn't know, Primerica is a life insurance. It's a financial company, right? But when I was in it, they definitely specialized in life insurance. I don't know if it's the same thing now. But on one of my training appointments, I remember sitting there, and when my trainer closed the person, right, and closed the life insurance policy, I remember I was sitting there and I was trying to calculate how much she actually earned from it, right? Because we learned how to understand how much policies were worth and that kind of thing. And I remember it was a small policy, so I think it was only like $88 or it was something very small, something in the $80 range. I say small now, but I remember I walked away because we were only there for maybe 45 minutes, right? She had collected the information prior. We sat down, she proposed it to him. He said yes because he trusted me, right? And he signed and we were done. But I remember going back to my husband afterwards and I was like, Serafina made $88 in less than an hour. I'm sorry, no. It's just funny when you think about those things. But that was an awareness time in my life where I was like, you can make so much money compared to trading time for dollars. Like you don't have to make all of your money, by the hour. Like it was a huge wake up call to me. And believe it or not, like that was a driving force in my life for a long time, that you could like sell stuff and that you could make a lot of money in a short span of time compared to like what I was earning in the military at the time. Right. And then what I would come to know, like working a full-time job. And when I was working, my first job at Taco Bell at 15 and 16 years old, making $4.25, I started to like really understand like the power of what like these companies can do for us. And so then when I came online in 2007 and I invested in an ebook, and then that company turned right back around and said, now you can sell the ebook to other people. Even though that ebook was only $5, every single time I sold that ebook, that $5 came directly into my PayPal account, right? So do you not think I had an awareness about the power that I had my hands on? It wasn't about the money. It wasn't about the $5. It was about the fact that in 3 days, I was able to generate my first sale, being completely new online, and I began to understand the power that I possessed. So of course I wanted to go out there and tell more people about it, right? And so to be able to make 28 sales in my first 30 days was not about 28 people times $5, right? It was actually far more than that because we had ups, we had levels, but it was far more about, wow, the possibility. I'm brand spanking new to this. My YouTube channel was new. I'm totally new. I know nothing, but I was able to go and sell 28 things to people and make money instantly directly to my PayPal account. Again, the awareness, right? The awareness factor of it is everything. And I share stories like this because believe it or not, it's in these kind of stories, right, that will connect you a lot more deeper to people, right? It will connect you deeper, right, to why it is you do what you do, who you serve, how you serve them hearing you and listening to you and all of these things. It really does make a difference. It's not just in, buy the blueprint, sell the blueprint for $100 because everyone and their mother is selling like whack stories out there like that. That's their marketing, right? Make $100 a day. Well, I can go drive for Uber or Lyft and make $100 a day. Tell me something I don't know. I know how to make $100 a day, right? Why do I want your deal? Why is your deal the one that I should be joining? Because I can make $100 a day. Are you guys vibing? Does that make sense? Right? And so let's talk about, if you are brand new, right, or you're considering the blueprint. Let me actually do this real quick. I'm gonna actually pop this up, and then we'll come back to this, because I think some of y'all need to get pumped up. It pumps me up every time I watch it. Every time I watch it. And then we're gonna talk about the steps. All right.
If you like instant cash payments, look no further. With everything that's going on right now in the job market and the economy, chances are, if you landed on this page, you're looking to generate extra cash online. And if so, I'd like to ask you this question. Would getting paid $100 over and over again every single day help you out? If so, then you're in the right place. Let me explain what this simple website can do for you when you become a member today. When you become a member, you'll get immediate access to our robust 31-page money-making blueprint, which provides instructions and a roadmap to help you with getting set up for six-figure online business success. It's packed with money-making strategies and daily action steps, plus over 2,000 downloadable swipe files, templates, and resources to help you create an actionable daily marketing and traffic plan to follow, designed to get you paid daily. The game plan is simple. Become a member today and learn directly from the blueprint. Apply what you learn to your business and then make money by sharing this powerful blueprint through this very automated system with others to cash in daily. And listen, don't worry if you don't have the technical skills to know how to do this. Your membership also entitles you to a reseller license that allows you to resell this entire automated package, which means $100 over and over again paid directly to you. People can pay with Cash App, Google Pay, PayPal, Zelle, Venmo, and even Stripe using their debit card or credit card. You simply decide which ways you'd like to get paid. And the best thing is there's no technical skills needed to get set up. When you get started today, you get your very own automated reseller website that you're looking at right now. Powerful. There's no missing steps or hard systems to learn, and nothing to install, and nothing to download or set up. You simply fill in some blanks, click the button, and then get your own personal link that you can begin sharing to get paid instantly. So what are you waiting for? To get access, all you need to do is pay whoever invited you here $100 one time to get access to the platform and this amazing blueprint, and then a one-time $10 admin fee for hosting and system promotional updates. Both of these one-time payments guarantee you lifetime access to this amazing daily cash guide, learn and earn system. With these simple steps, you can get started today. Step 1. Send your payment via any option below. Step 2. After you pay $100, send an email to the admin with proof of your payment. Step 3. Your $100 gets you instant access to this invite-only platform. Step 4. Pay the one-time admin fee of $10 and start making sales. It's really that simple. Go ahead and get started today so you too can enjoy $100 payments paid directly to you, over and over again. That's right, I said. Over and over again, instantly and direct to you. Check out all the details below. Send the payment to your inviter, and you now can receive those $100 payments over and over again. Starting today, take action.
Y'all, I get pumped up every single time I watch it. And I probably watch it almost every day, right? Why? Because I'm constantly reselling myself on why I do what I do. Does anyone watch it every day? Any presentation, anything that you're a part of? Do you resell yourself every single day on why you do what you do? There's so many powerful marketing messages just in that 3-minute video. I love the part where it transitioned and he says, here's what you get. By the way, I wrote the script. Clearly not my voice, but I wrote the script. Right? Here's what you get. That's so important. Here's what you get. The blueprint is gold. That's all I can say. The blueprint is gold. The blueprint is gold. The blueprint is gold. Nobody. And someone weigh in, please. If you feel this way, only if you feel this way. Is there anything else out there like this on the marketplace that you've encountered? Is there anything like this blueprint that is out there in the marketplace right now to truly help people learn how to position themselves to earn daily pay and actually teaches them something where even if they never made a dollar from the actual income system, if they never made $100 by sharing this, and they actually go through the guide, is their life, is their world, is their business made better? Are they getting way more in actual value, right, than the $100 that they exchange to get access to the entire system? Rhonda said no with all caps. Jordan said, I found Steph on YouTube a couple of months ago. Once she presented the blueprint, it was perfect for my business. My goal is to help people make money online and create digital assets that they can sell. Yes, because I sell system.io funnel templates. So beautiful, so perfect, right? Absolutely. You know, there was nothing else out there that's like this. That's why I was so excited to have this income system created for the actual blueprint. All right, so let's actually talk about making money with the blueprint. All right, let me pull up my notes. So y'all, the very, very first thing, let's talk about if you're brand new or no matter where you are, because I'm sorry, some of y'all, I'm stepping on your toes. I'm always amazed at the fact that I can tell some people just don't go through what it is that they buy. Because they ask the weirdest questions and they want the weirdest things. And I'm like, the instructions are right in the blueprint. Which if you've been failing online, you might want to really, really pay attention to why you've been failing. It's not in anything that you've invested in. It's in you. It's in you. The fact that you don't follow instructions or that you don't use what you give yourself access to, right? You will always spend more money and waste more money that way. Investing is when you actually do something with that which you invest in, right? To give yourself a come up. Okay, an investment means you're supposed to get more back than what you invested in. All right. One of my number one goals is always get my money back within 24 to 48 hours of anything I invest in. All right. So number one, okay, you want to read it in its entirety. It's like 38 pages. You want to literally sit down with the notebook and you want to read it in its entirety. Why am I saying that? Because it's of real value. It's real instructions. It's real guidance. It tells you what to do. It helps you set up a daily plan. It talks about the power of video marketing and how to use video marketing. It gives you video marketing ideas. All right. So you want to read it in its entirety, because if you do, you're going to know, number one, how to make money with the guide. I think it's like on page number 8 or so, right? You're going to actually understand how to make money with the guide. There's very clear-cut instructions, right, on how to make money with the guide. And part of those instructions is the fact of you got to go through the guide. All right. So number one, if you have not sat down and read it from the beginning to the end, all right, that's the first order of business. When I bought that $5 ebook back in 2007, my first order of business wasn't to get out there and begin selling it. Why? Because I didn't know how to make money online. I was brand new to all of this. I bought the ebook to shed some insight on what this was all about. I love the idea that it had that income opportunity as a component, but if I didn't know what to do, right, what value was I going to be in the marketplace and what chance would I stand to actually sell and make money with it? So I literally read that ebook from start to finish. And I understood what it was saying to me. I understood the instructions. I understood the value that it had in the marketplace. Okay. Number two, okay. Establish an incredible belief of why you gotta share this. So going back to me diving into that $5 ebook, right, back in 2007, I established like why I had to sell this. Even being new to the marketplace, like I understood the concepts that the ebook was talking about, and I quickly understood why people were failing online. And I knew that I had a responsibility and now an obligation, right, to share my understandings, to share what I was learning with people to help them not make these mistakes. It was like I had new profound knowledge. And I needed to get out there and let people know, like, you need what's in this ebook. It's going to help us, right? Like, we need this, and we need to get out there and tell more people about it. So when you read it from front to back, right, the guide, 38 pages, if you don't walk away with like tons of ahas, right, And something, I'm going to encourage you, allow something to stand out in such a way, right? Where again, like you just have this incredible belief, right? About why you've got to get out there and why you've got to share this with people. Because if you don't, you'll be like everyone else that's out there where the only thing you're trying to do is sell the $100 income system. This again, why video marketing is so powerful. You can't do that right with a good morning post on Facebook. You can't do that with a, make $100 a day post on Facebook. You can't. I made 28 sales in my first 30 days. Why? Because I did 30 days of video content telling people this ebook's incredible. You've got to get it. This is what I'm learning, right? Sharing my journey, sharing my story. That's how. Of course, people had to buy it from me. I made it irresistible for people to say no. They had to get their hands on it. And then I was beginning to attract leaders that knew way more than I did about the industry buying the ebook from me. Why? Because I was making such a stink about it. First, they dogged me for selling such a low item product. And then they were buying it from me because I was making such a stink about it. They had to ask themselves, what is this really all about? So whether or not they ever did anything with it doesn't make me any difference. They still bought from me. Why? Because I made it irresistible for them. I made them want to be a part of it and know what the heck was in this ebook that I kept ranting about. Y'all, you should write that down. Right? So again, the power, right? The power in belief, and then wanting to give that belief and get people to see and believe, right, in what it is that you're offering and being repetitive in that way. Right? So again, number 2. Well, let's go back to number 1 and then tie number 2. You're going to read the entire thing and you're going to take notes. You're going to have a notebook and you're going to take notes. All right. Have a notebook and take notes because you should be learning. What's the formula? Invest. Learn from that which you invest in. That's why the majority of all these pre-launches are crap, because people aren't learning anything. So you invest into something and then you learn from that which you invest in. If you want to get better, right? Remember, what did Jim Rohn say? Don't wish it was easier. Right? Wish that you were better. The blueprint gives you the opportunity to become better. The blueprint gives you the opportunity to become better. So read the entire blueprint. Take copious notes. Things should stand out for you. You should begin to create a daily action plan around it. There should be holes that you begin to fill in your own business. And then with step number 2, once you've read it and you've taken notes and maybe you read it again and you took more notes and you began to realize, okay, like that's one thing I got to do. And that's another thing I got to do. And I got to make sure I get a capture page in front of this so I can begin to build my own email list, because that's like step number 2, Steph talked about, right, is make sure you're building your own email list. And if I just send people to the sales page, I'm not going to be building my own email list. So let me get this capture page up. Y'all, that's why I succeeded. That's why I won when I first got started. Is I received instructions and I took action on those things, and I didn't move forward until the action was done. I didn't move forward right until Staten told me, Steph, you need to be building your own email list. And within a week's time, I went out there and figured out how to create an email list of my own. I literally stopped everything. I kept doing my videos clearly, but I didn't wait years and years and years to get a capture page in place. I did it with far less resources than y'all have now. And in a week's time, I started building my own email list. So the blueprint is going to make sure that your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted. It's going to make sure that you are running, right, a well-oiled machine. So once you go through it, right, you're going to establish an incredible belief around why you got to share. That's what I would do. Why do I have to share this? What's my message going to be on a daily basis? Because here's the thing. When I see what some are doing with the blueprint, Jordan, Rhonda, I'm just gonna throw out names, right? I love to like, hey, if I see you, right, you're doing good. Like I want people to know, hey, people are out there rocking this. Like they are believing in it, right? Shantae, again, that's what kind of got me fired up to do this today. Their belief in this. It's like they're saying in everything they do, I gotta get this in the hands of people. You got to have this. Like your marketing will change. This is not just an income opportunity. Like this is going to change your business. It's because there's no way they came to that conclusion without reading the entire blueprint. There's no way they came to that conclusion without reading the entire blueprint and understanding what they have their hands on. So once you establish like what that incredible belief is, it could just be one simple thing. All right. And I put this in parentheses, and I want to make sure I really share this because this is something that I feel like is very unique about my brand and my messaging. All right. I want to encourage you to go beyond just, the surface level marketing. But we're talking like soul deep stuff that nobody could really replicate. That's one thing I did in 2007. That's why people that probably should not have bought my book or that book bought it. And when I say should, meaning they were dogging me. They were talking about me because I was marketing something of such low cost. But I kept making a stink of it every single day where they had to. Why? Because I was coming from places, right, that most people, right, didn't come from in their marketing. I put a bigger stink about it, right? I made a big stink about it. I stood for something. I knew people needed this. The price point didn't matter. I knew people needed this. And every single day I got out there and I shared it. So when you establish, if this were me, right, and I established like that incredible belief around why people need this, like literally, like I would be seeking to inspire and empower, right, and wake people up, and there would be such a fear of missing out in my marketing when it came to this. Now that's the good way to use fear of missing out. Not there's a pre-launch, and if you don't lock your spot, there's going to be a gazillion people that come in after you. That's not the fear of missing out. That's going to make you money, right? But someone laying in bed, like knowing they need to get their stuff in gear, knowing that there is a better way, knowing that there's answers out there, and they came across your video. And I'm just going to say video because a social media post is never going to have someone laying in bed at night remembering you. It's just not. It's just not. Not the stuff that I see out there, right? Unless it's a deep, long post kind of content where it's so doggone magnetic and it drew people in, right? But the standard messages out there, it's not having this effect on people. But you want the kind of content where they're like, God, I can't get Ron and Kay out of my head. Like, I need to do this. Can't wait for payday. Or I'm just going to go ahead and put this on a credit card because I'm just convinced like I need this. I would be, again, I'm going to reflect back on me. I'm not going to make this about you in terms of what you should do. But if this were me starting from scratch, much like I did in 2007, there would be this incredible amount of fear of missing out because I know your business could be better if you had this blueprint. There's not a whole lot of things on the marketplace where your business is better because you have it. I have goosebumps right now because I can't even believe that I said that. But this blueprint, I mean, everything in my system, the blueprint, the turnkey, your business is better because you have it, period. Your business is better because you made those investments. That's just the way it is. And I stand on that. And so I would have such an incredible, right, belief. And I would create this sense of a fear of missing out where you would not be able to shake my messaging. And because it would be the same messaging every single day, you would have no choice but to believe that you need this blueprint, right? Because I'm not talking about anything other than the Blueprint Mini. I'm not talking about the pre-launches. I'm not talking about this new traffic deal. I'm not talking about the 4 or 5 other programs that I'm in. I'm not giving you, right, a gazillion options and choices and making it hard. I'm showing up every single day and I'm saying this doggone thing has changed my business. This has given me the resources, the instructions, the guidance, the daily play. Heck, the video content you see me do every day, this blueprint gives me these ideas. The reels you see me do every day, this blueprint gives me all of those ideas. The social media posts I create, this blueprint gives me those ideas. Am I helping you guys with marketing right now? There would be such a fear of missing out where people would hear my voice. And it wouldn't be a matter of if. It would be a matter of when they decide to pull the trigger because they know this is in their best interest. And do you know why I would come at it from this angle? Because $100 a day is nothing is nothing to nothing to overlook. Again, you break it down. What would an extra $100 a day do for you? You might think it's not that much. Now bring it out to the week. How would you go into the weekend or start your next week knowing that there is an extra $700 in your account? Again, I'm going from that direction because I was working full-time as a nurse when I got started. And I know how I got started and what I was able to do financially within my first 100 days. I went from having no savings to having envelopes stacked with cash in my house because of the money I was making from my online. I said it that way because I want you to get a visual. That is for real. No, I didn't open a savings account. We were visually looking at that money stack. Visually looking at that money stack. So first off, what we did, we paid off our payday loans because I had those annoying, stupid payday loans. First order of business, I paid off our payday loans with the money that I was earning in my business. Then we began to save. Then we began to do a little bit of nicer things in life. Bought my first Coach bag. We went on a mini vacation. We moved from an apartment to a house, all within my first 100 days. Y'all, share this because I know what's possible. So I would attack this, right, in this way because I know what's available. And you might be saying, well, Steph, you know what's available because you've been in the game so long. No. In 2007, I knew what was available. Why? Because I watched people. I listened to their stories. I understood what was available. I understood that I could do this too. And so the ones that were making money in the way that I wanted to make money, I modeled them and I did what they did. There is no way I would find me and not do videos. There's just no way. If I was out there wanting to do this and I found me, there's no way I would not do videos. There's just no way, because it would be very simple for me. If that worked on me, if Steph got my attention in this way, and either I saved up to get the blueprint or I put it on a card or money was no issue, it doesn't matter. I would be asking myself, how can I become that to more people? And again, I can share that with complete transparency and honesty because that's what I did. That was my thought process in 2007. I literally marveled at Dennis Carganilla, Maria Andros, Eric Green. There's a lot of people, right, that were in that community. And I marveled at the simplicity of their marketing. They were, just living their life and doing videos and calling people into them. And people were investing thousands of dollars to be a part of their programs. I marveled at what was possible. I didn't marvel and then say, but there's got to be an easier way. I can't do videos. That probably stepped on someone's toes. Yeah. I said, I can do that. And then I said, babe, we need to go to Walmart and go grab a webcam. I said, because this is what I want to do. We went to Walmart, we grabbed a $30-some-odd webcam. And that's how I kicked off my business. And then I began to share everything I was learning and discovering, both from the guide, as well as sharing from my real experiences. Okay, so with number 2, I already feel okay, maybe we can close out for the day. Are you getting value? Has this been helpful so far? All right, so an incredible belief. Again, I would be searching from the depths of my soul, and I would come from a place that nobody else could come from. And you couldn't help but have a fear of missing out. And it would literally just be a matter of time before you had the blueprint. So here's an example, y'all. I build my email list every single day, from my YouTube content, from some traffic strategy. So again, you get the blueprint and you're gonna learn about the traffic strategies that I use outside of YouTube, all right? That are pretty passive, but I generate leads from those as well. Again, why you gotta have a freaking capture page. I generate leads. Those leads don't know anything about me because they're not coming to me from video. And so now they're on my email list. And on a daily basis, when I email my list 50 times, right? I'm giving them opportunities to go over to my GoPro system and watch a video. Maybe that's their first exposure of me is through that video. Or when I go live on a Super Saturday, right? I invite them here. That might be their first exposure. Are you guys seeing how all of this works? So my point with building my email list and emailing in the fashion I do. Because let's go back to mindset. My mindset's simple. I don't care about unsubscribes because I'm not here in hopes that sometime down the future or down the road, right? Like, I'm not trying to have a safe marketing message because this might not be for you, but a pre-launch, months down the road might be for you. Therefore, I'm going to be very vanilla. No. My message is simple. You're going to either unsubscribe and our communication will stop, or I'm showing up in such a way where I understand you might be playing some kind of game, but I understand you hang out long enough. It's not a matter of if, it's just simply a matter of when. Therefore, I'm not afraid to email my list as many times as I do on a daily basis. I understand unsubscribes will come. And you guys have heard me say this before. An unsubscribe is someone that was never going to buy from you anyways. Bring them on. Bring them on. They were never going to buy from you anyways. They didn't unsubscribe because you emailed them, 5 times a day. They unsubscribe because they're not interested in you or your offer. So I don't care about that. I email 5 times a day or however many times I do. 5 is excessive, but I do email a lot. Why? Because I make more money when I do. I simply make more money when I email my list. Often. Why? Because you make the assumption that when you send one email, everybody sees it. And that any more than one email is an annoyance. I send multiple emails. Again, remember what I just said. I would establish there's always a reason. That's why strategy is so important. Like, I'm literally dropping off the gems right now. This should be paid. This should be paid. Do you see how this ties in together? Because I have such an incredible belief that this blueprint needs to be in the hands of other people. I have to err on the side that you did not receive my last email because you did not click and you did not buy. I have to make the assumption that you're not getting this. I have to make the assumption. Therefore, I'm going to email again because I'm assuming you didn't read the last one. So I'm going to send another email because of my incredible belief about what I have my hands on. And you guys, over the years, you would not believe how many emails I've gotten from people that were like, oh my gosh, Steph, I'm so glad I checked my email. I almost missed this great deal from you. Like when I used to do a lot of promos and flash sales, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I missed all your other emails. I'm so glad I saw this very last one. Y'all, that should be a wake-up call for you. They didn't email me saying, why are you emailing me so much? Stop it. They said, thank you for emailing so much, because had you not, I would have missed this. People want to buy. They enjoy to buy. They enjoy investing in themselves. You've got to give them that power. If you always remember that's all that you're doing, is you're making sure they don't miss out on, right, what they actually want to help them in succeeding. That's how I look at what it is that I do. I'm showing up to make sure you don't miss out. You guys, it's a whole mindset shift. I am never bothering. I am never annoying. I am never imposing myself. I'm not being a bugaboo. These are all things I've heard people say, over the years. Well, I don't want to email my list too much. I don't want to be a bugaboo. Then just stop your marketing altogether then, because you're not really in this to help people. Because if you want to help people, then you help people and you insistently help them, right? Until they say, you know what? No, I don't want to buy from you. This is not the direction I want to go in. But again, that comes back to, I've read the entire blueprint. You might want to write this stuff down. I'm going to rattle off. I've read the entire blueprint. I know what the blueprint holds. I already know how this is going to change my own business because I'm going to be an amazing implementer. I'm going to put together my daily action plan from this blueprint. I'm going to use the resources within this blueprint. I'm going to share my story and share my journey around me actually using this blueprint. Right? I'm going to be a leader when it comes to this blueprint. When people think about this blueprint, like they're going to remember that they heard it from me first. I'm going to create sleepless nights for people from what I share about this blueprint because I'm having sleepless nights from what I'm learning from this blueprint. I'm going to be dedicated every single day to making sure at least one new person is aware that this blueprint even exists. You guys, you realize people are failing out there because they don't go into their marketing or invest into things with this kind of belief. And they don't share. Remember that one, I made a post on Facebook, I think last week, and I've shared this before. Your actions reflect what you believe. So when I email my list the way that I do, it's a reflection of what I believe. See, some people would believe if you email your list in that way, or you do videos every single day, that you have like a, like a needy mindset, right? That you're just, oh, she's after the money, she emails so much. No, that's not ever how I look at it. Because matter of fact, times in my business where things were not good and I was very much so in a needy way, I didn't do anything. That kind of energy kills me usually, and I do nothing. So it's, for me, it's a mindset shift. First off, I don't care what other people think anyways, but for me, it's a mindset shift. My actions reflect what I believe, and I believe people need this blueprint. Therefore, I would be out there every single day, multiple times a day, sharing it, making sure you understand that you actually need it. All right. And then step number 3, I've kind of already talked about this. You know when I'm in my rhythm and my flow, but I would use the instructions and the resources to create a daily action plan. So number 1, I would understand I got to create daily content. I would understand I got to create daily content. All right. Number 2, I would understand I got to grow my audience every single day. So I would have a commitment to creating daily content. I would have a commitment, right, to growing my audience on a daily basis. And I would understand I'm going to grow my audience daily by creating content daily. Number 3, I would have a commitment to growing my email list. So I would have a capture page right in front of the daily cash guide, right? I would have a capture page right in front of the guide. All right. So here's my simple capture page, y'all. And I create a variation of these. I'm gonna share my screen, give me a second. And I create a variation of these for the different places I'm on. All right, so here's an example. That's all my messages for this. Why aren't $100 payments dropping into your bank account daily? Right? So I draw them in, right, with the money message, and then bam, right? They go to the sales page. So they opt in here, right? And this leads them to checking their email, right? Because I want to make sure I'm collecting good emails. Once they check their email, they hit a button and it takes them directly to the presentation, right? The daily cash guide site, your daily cash guide site as an example. I'm building my own email list, right? So you want to make sure you end up having a capture page right in front of your daily cash guide. So you're actually building your email list, all right? And again, we talk about that in the blueprint. It's in the blueprint. It's like on one towards the beginning, okay? Building your email list is going to give you more marketing power. It's going to give you more opportunities to do what I just shared minutes ago. Getting in front of your people more often. You are going to make more money, period, by doing so. It's proven. All right. For those of y'all that are newer here or anyone that needs to hear this again, right? My first year going over 6 figures, 108,000, 86,000 of it came as a direct reflect of being on my email list. Meaning they were on my email list first, and sometime throughout that year, they decided to invest. Had they not been on my email list, I would have missed all those opportunities, right, to build deeper know, like, and trust, to sell to them, to connect with them, right, and for them to say yes. So I have to get people on my email list first because I understand a good share of my earnings will come from people that are on my email list. Because I understand what? It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So if I want to be able to hedge that win, that W-H-E-N, win, right? Now I've got to get them on my email list, right? So I have more opportunities, right, to connect with them and to make the sale. Let me know if that makes sense. All right. And then by doing those things, so creating a daily content plan, okay? It's got to be daily content, you guys. It's got to be daily content that has the opportunity to grow your audience. Creating posts on Facebook is not growing your audience. It's simply connecting with the same people that haven't been paying attention to you all this time. And I say it in that way because that's what I had to realize for myself. If you're not going to have a commitment to creating the kind of content on Facebook that grows your audience, which we talk about that in the guide, then your posts are going to be a waste of time. Because if you're not building your email list from your post and making sales from your posts are a waste of time as it pertains to your business. Okay, let's just put it in perspective. If I hired you and I was paying you $5,000 a month to create posts on my Facebook, and the posts that you were creating, when I went to my stats, my analytics, my audience was not growing, I generated no leads, and I made no sales. How long am I paying you $5,000 a month? How long am I paying you $5,000 a month? So you've got to get real with yourself about these things, right? It may feel comfortable because you don't want to do videos or you don't want to put yourself out there, but don't don't kid yourself that you're doing daily action steps to build your business if you're not. And to me, that's just the barometer of it. Like, that's just what it is. If you're not building your email list and you're not making sales, then your post, again, and we're talking about clearly giving it time, right? So let's say that you were doing a 100-day blitz, and for 100 days you were like, well, Steph, I don't care what you tell me, like, this is what I'm going to do. And let's say for 100 days, let's just say you did a good morning post on Facebook and you did a call to action post on Facebook, and that's what you did. And after 100 days, you had no leads and no sales. Why would you persist in that? When would be the time you would wake up and say, clearly, this is not working out? We can't kid ourselves by thinking engagement alone is winning. It's not. Leads, which means you've got to have a capture page, right? You got to build your email list, and or sales. Let's just say both of them. Because all I know is that what I do on Facebook, because my profile is set up as such, I generate leads all the time from Facebook. And we're not talking about the kind of leads where people raise their hand and I inbox them. Yes, I generate leads from that strategy as well. But on days where I don't even do anything in terms of like giving call to actions, because my profile is set up the way that it is, it's a lead generation engine. It's a lead generating machine. And because I create content that connects with people, of course they're going to be curious about what it is that I do. And so my profile is set up where they can opt in and become a part of my email list. Right? And then it's just a matter of time before they end up buying the thing that I'm selling to them. I'm like, this hasn't changed. This is how business works online. And so, yeah, I'll keep repeating this, because it's not about the new people. It's about everyone that just simply has heard it, but hasn't done it. Right? Now, and that's like, as a side note, this 100-day blitz, like it's everything. Yesterday we kicked off audio number 1. Yeah, and yes, y'all that are in the blitz, you're gonna get a whole audio today as well. This is not a substitute for your audio. You're gonna get a whole audio today as well, right? But see, the reason I know, again, just as a side note, right? And if y'all are already in the blueprint and you want to come all in, right? Go to goprosystem.com and come all in so you can participate in the blitz with us, right? But the reason the daily audios are so important is because they're daily reminders, they're daily inspiration, they're daily instructions, right? To help you do what you're supposed to be doing on a daily basis, right? To get the results that you want. It's a daily nudge. It's a daily push. It's a daily guide. You're not left to yourself. You have these audios of daily mentorship to help you in taking the kind of action that gets results. Please write that down. Not all action is created equal. I'm helping during this time, my commitment over these 100 days, right, for the members is to help them take the kind of action that gets results. Again, the internet's the only place where people don't view business the same. And I hope that visual that I shared of me paying you $5,000, right, and you don't generate any leads or any money for me. Clearly, number one, I'm going to ask you why did you think this was okay? And then I'm going to fire you. And I used to share similar messages many, many years ago, where I would simply ask people, based upon the results that you've gotten in your business, how long would you keep someone on board that was getting these kind of results for you? So why do you allow yourself? Why are you allowing yourself off the hook? Why do you think it's okay? But the internet's the only place for some reason where we just think that just being here is enough. We don't have growth conversations. We don't talk about growth strategies. We don't talk about knowing what's really going on, what's really working, and doing more of what really, really works. Oh, that's why, again, the blueprint, right? My entire GoPro system, it's so instrumental because it is the stuff that helps people get in the know, get in the flow of their business, right? And really begin to make sizable income inside of their business. And then the final part under, use the instructions and resources to create a daily action plan. Because if you're creating content on a daily basis, this is where we were before I went on my little rant, which I hope you got something from it. Please don't make my rant in vain. Creating daily content, okay, will grow your audience. Growing your audience will grow your email list. And by growing your audience, right, you'll begin to create sales. All right. The beautiful thing about the way I feel like I do business and then I help other people fall into this way is that when you create daily content, you also have the opportunity to make sales from that daily content, right? So you're creating daily content, right? You're growing your audience at the same time. You're also building know, like, and trust with people that are already like a part of your world. So when you create daily content, it works in so many different ways that you wouldn't even consider. All right. So you have the opportunity to be able to make sales directly from your content, right? That's not a new thing in my business. It happens all the time, right? Somebody will find a video or they'll binge my content for the weekend, or they'll say, hey, Steph, I've been watching your videos for the past week and I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to, like, just over the years, many different things. So I've acquired a lot of buyers, right? Directly from my content. Okay. So when you create the daily content, like, it has the power, right, to work with you in so many amazing ways. So that's when I say things like $100 a day, because if you don't believe that's available to you, you will not do the work that's here. So when you couple all of that together, all right, the incredible belief of why people have to have this blueprint, you're going to create this element of fear of missing out. And then you couple the incredible belief about why people have to have this blueprint with the whole idea of a sale a day is $700 a week, 36,000 a year, 2 sales. When you understand what's available to you financially, right, you'll understand what's at stake, and you will start doing what you need to do, right, to get those kind of results. And so I will talk about the money because you've got to know what's available to you. Not doing these things is going to leave you with nothing. Deciding to do these things and becoming very passionate about these things will have you getting the blueprint in the hands and the lives of other people, right? Which as a natural byproduct will make you money. It starts with you. All right, it starts with you. Right, so I'm just gonna pop over on YouTube. Is there anyone on YouTube that has any questions? If you are, feel free, let me know. If anyone is here in the Zoom room, the boom boom room, let me know if you have any questions. And if you're here, all right, if you guys were invited, okay, and I'm gonna kind of a community announcement here, all right? I want you guys to feel free, okay? Invite people. If you guys have if you're a blueprint customer, right? I'm going to get more organized, right? With like you guys knowing that I do these every single Saturday and you being able to leverage them to invite people to. All right. I've been really kind of like kind of just like lazy as far as the way that I've been doing this. But I want you guys to be able to benefit from these as well, as far as getting people here. All right, so just in case someone has invited anyone, get back to the person that invited you here and just tell them, like, I need the blueprint. Hook me up with your link, I need the blueprint, all right? And once this is done and it's rendered, it actually will be instantly rendered on YouTube. Feel free, if you have an email list, feel free to share the replay with your email list, right? Feel free to share it to whoever you think could benefit from understanding. If you're like, girl, I can't share it the way you just shared it, share this video, right? Share this video. Let me know if you do have any questions. If you were invited by me, all right, you should know where to go. If you don't, just raise your hand and I'll make sure you know exactly where to go. All right. If you want to learn about my complete system, all right, where for the next 100 days, you're going to get 100 days, right, of daily mentorship from me. So I drop an audio. Anyone here get value from the audio that was dropped yesterday? I saw Shantae's video that she uploaded yesterday, and I'm assuming like she listened to the audio and she took action. Because I had to reach out to her and say, girl, like your video was vibing. It was all that, right? So you get 100 days of audio mentorship. So there's nothing extra you have to add to your life. You'll just receive a daily email from me with an audio drop in it. And at your convenience, you just listen to the audio, right? You take notes and you take action. And again, it's designed to help you, right, in taking the right kinds of action, all right, to move your business forward. That's just what it's all about. Our businesses we've got to move it forward. We've got to move it forward. Staying the same is just, it's not okay. It's not okay. We've got to move it forward. And I really believe like that's my function in my business, is to really help people get it. To finally get it where it locks in and you begin to actually do differently in your business to get a different result. All right. I know that I can be rough around the edges. I know that my approach is very tough love, right? But I think there's a lot of, softness out there that gets people playing very safe and comfy, but they don't move. That's not what I want for you. I want growth. I want you making money. And I'm telling you, the daily cash guide, there's no reason why you're not beginning to make several sales a week with this. There's no reason. 8 billion people in the world. And this is global. You can, however you're accepting your money, if people can pay you, you can sell it to them. 8 billion people in the world. Digital marketing is primed to be $1 billion a day industry. There are more people online that are struggling than that are succeeding, which means the playing field is wide open to let people know if you're tired of sucking wind, if you're tired of not making money, right? If you are being told you need to do reels, but you don't have reels idea, do you understand, you guys? I'm gonna share something. For those of you guys that are on the outside and don't understand, the blueprint, it's not just instructions. It's like nothing you've ever read before, first off, because it was created 100% from me, okay? This is not PLR that I rewrote or anything like that. 100% created from me, all right? The resources that I have acquired, right, as a coach and as a consultant. And I just compiled my ideas with my resources to create something well beyond just instructions. So you get 2,000 resources. So instead of someone just telling you doing reels is a really great way to grow your audience, I say, oh, and if you don't know what to do reels on, right, click here and here's a whole template that gives you reel ideas. You don't know what to post on social media? Here's a whole template that gives you social media post ideas. You don't know what to do videos on? Here's a whole template that gives you ideas on what you can do videos on. But Steph, I don't know how to send emails. I can't write emails. Here's 90 days of emails, right? Jordan went out there in her first 30 days, right? Within her first few days, she can correct me, less than a week, I think it was, right? She put together an entire follow-up sequence using the emails. I think 30 days of follow-up, using the emails, using the instructions, the blueprint. No, this is real stuff. This is real stuff. The blueprint is designed to get you unstuck and get you into action. To get you unstuck and to get you into action. So when you understand, again, the availability of how many people need this, deciding, and you do realize that's all it is. That's all that's separating you from not having the success that you want and getting the results that you want and getting them is deciding. Deciding to make a sale a day. Deciding to sell 2 of these a day. Deciding to sell 7, right, or 14 of these in a week. Deciding. And then knowing that every single time you sell it, you're selling it at the high service of serving other people, knowing that you've gifted them something that's going to entirely leave them better. Like people are coming out on top when they get this blueprint. Yes, they're trading $100, but they are getting in value in terms of like what they're actually getting is worth far more than the 100 that he traded to get this. When you understand that, you will change your lackluster approach with how you market it with the more powerful approach. Why? Because you realize people have got to see this. They've got to get this. And you'll show up differently. And again, that's what today was all about. So that's what I would do if I was starting from scratch. And y'all already know it's what I do every single day anyways, because whether you're starting from scratch or whether you've been in the game for 16 years, what works is what works. Boom. What works is what works. Boom. Right? So why show up here? Why listen? Why all the things if you're not going to do? Right? Start taking action. Start moving in a certain way so you begin to get a certain result. Start requiring more of yourself so that you can help more people. Because that's how you'll make the money you want to make. Like Zig Ziglar said, you help enough people get what they want and you will begin to get what you want. Figure out what the people want and sell them that every single day. Write that down. Figure out what the people want, what your people want, and sell them that every single day. And $100 a day, right, will begin to change, right, your business, your life. Things will begin to change. So if there are any questions I can help you guys with while we're here. Let me see. Joseph says, I have the blueprint, but I just need motivation to kick it in. Thanks, Steph. I needed to hear this much. Awesome. I was going to say, if this wasn't motivation, I don't know. But thank you so much for letting me know that this is what you needed to hear. Yeah, so I do these Super Saturdays, for the community. I do this to create an awareness, of, what's available, what we're doing, to help other people in getting started, right? We do these, Super Saturdays to sell, to make money, all things, right? But what's more important is to really show up as a resource and to help people really understand what it takes, to start getting the results and making the money that you desire in your business. All right, so if you guys do have any questions at all, feel free to send me an email. If you're here, I think for the most part, everyone's here, you've been invited by me. So feel free to send me over an email. Let me know if you do have any questions. If you're on YouTube, you can go to GoPro with Steph, mygoprosystem.com. The link there will send you, just go to mygoprosystem.com. And it will send you to a page where you'll be able to learn about both opportunities with me, right? Getting the blueprint and also getting access to the roadmap. When you do come all in, you will be able to leverage the entire system, right? So I'll actually give you the entire system to copy and model as your own, which will give you the power to be able to sell both the blueprint and also the roadmap, which will allow you to do what? Be able to position yourself with $100, $500, and $600 days. All right, when you leverage yourself in that way, right, I'm going to still go ahead and invite you into the 100-day blitz, right, where you will begin to receive those daily audio drops. And yes, if you get started, right, the audio drops are saved. So I'm going to actually put all of them on a page, right? So if you got started today, right, you would get yesterday's audio and then today's audio and all audios moving forward. All right, but I really, really want to help people win so big over these next 100 days because I, number one, want to prove to you, right, that you can absolutely skyrocket you can go from a completely different place where your business is unrecognizable in the next 100 days, right? And number two, I want you to prove to yourself that if you decide to believe in yourself, if you decide to go for what it is that you want, if you decide to rock a daily action plan, right, that you can create a business that's unrecognizable, right, in 100 days, right, than it was from day number one. And so that's what these 100 days are really about together is number one, working on your belief structure, making sure you have everything that you need to succeed and helping you in taking the daily actions, right, that actually lead to you getting results, meaningful daily action. All right. And with both opportunities, there are, buy now, pay later options in place, right? So with the blueprint, you can use Afterpay or Klarna. Afterpay will allow you to get started for $25, right? And the same thing with the blueprint, right? The roadmap. I literally had someone use Afterpay and they were able to get started with the roadmap for like $43 and some odd cents. Like I'd say $44. Right, and they came in right at the tail end before we kicked off on the 31st. So you might want to look into those to help you get locked in. This mentorship is not something I ordinarily do, but I do have a service where I offer daily guidance, right, in a private container, and that's $500 a month, right? So if you were to, calculate that out, this daily mentorship opportunity is easily valued at over $1,500, right? That you get by simply making the decision to go all in and invest $610 into yourself. And remember, everything that you learn from the blueprint and from the roadmap, and clearly from these 100 days, guess what? No one can ever take this knowledge and this experience away from you. You entirely come out better day by day. So you literally are investing into yourself, and especially with the added mentorship component of these 100 days, right? Like the exchange is not even a fair exchange. You are absolutely coming out on top, right? You are increasing your value in the marketplace. You're increasing your value in your own business, right? And imagine just like all that you actually learn, right? And now I want you to think about where you would like to be in 100 days, right? Are you positioned for making that happen? If you know you need the help, you know you need the guidance, right? And you're like seeing how this entirely makes sense for you. All right, like this is just an investment that you should make. Like that's just no other way to put it. This is an investment, right? That you absolutely should make, because this kind of opportunity, right, with these 100 days does not come around all the time. And hardly anyone in the marketplace is offering, right, like this level of guidance and experience, right, to help you win and begin to win on a daily basis. I seriously believe, right, that you can do this, right? And I'm showing up in this way to help you in this way. All right, so you can go to mygoprosystem.com to learn about like both programs. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions and usher you into getting started. So are you guys leaving better? Are you leaving better? Rhonda says, you dropping gems. Deborah says, yes, I am realizing this. Now, awesome. I'm not sure at what phase you shared that, but I'm so glad whatever I shared is allowing you to realize something for yourself. Jordan says, Steph gave me the nudge to get on YouTube. Yes, now it's getting fun. Exactly, that's what happens, right? It's like you start doing it, and at first you're kind of like, I always joke and say, you end up like sweating profusely, and you're like, whoa, I didn't die, right? I live to do another video. But then it's like an addiction, right? Because for me, the way I look at it is, it's like, I'm gonna do a video, and who knows who's gonna find it. Like this video could, lead to me helping people, and it's always the possibilities that exist. That's what excites me more, is like I'm in anticipation, right, for who could buy from me today that maybe wasn't aware of me yesterday. Like I'm just wired weird, right? So where you might be, not you, Jordan, but anyone out there, you might be wired by fear, and that's why you don't do. I'm wired by anticipation, right, of what's possible and who's out there. And this could be the video today that gets so-and-so to take action, right? Like when I say so-and-so, it's just like whoever my ideal person is in my head, right? So my daily actions, they do become an addiction, right? Because I understand that my business results, they happen because of my daily actions. Just powerful, y'all, just powerful. Right, so I'm so glad that I've nudged you to get started in that way. Your videos are amazing, and I know you're going to go on to help a lot of people. All right, you guys, so have a fantastic holiday weekend. Be safe. I will see, you'll probably hear from me all throughout the weekend, because that's just what I do. I'll be uploading content. Again, if you're in the 100 days, you'll be getting audio drops every single day. And if I can serve any of you guys at a higher level and you have a question, just hit reply on any email that you receive from me. I'll be more than happy to answer them and to be there for you. All right, I will see you guys back throughout the week.